Question is, how many pregnancies or calvings per month should I expect for a dairy herd with a 21-day pregnancy rate of 22%? Let's say this is a 10,000 lactating Holstein herd, cooling rate of 40%, abortion rate of 10%, voluntary waiting period of 55%. So yeah, when we are talking about that 22%, how does that translate into calvings or breedings?
Sure. Thanks, Victor, for the question. I think it's a great one because allow me to express and explore a little more about the use of these decision support tools that are available on our website. So we have a number of tools that could be used related to that question. And depending on the level of detail and the amount of data we want or we can use on the decision, we will use different tools. If I use one that is very user-friendly and simple, that's called the economic value of a dairy cow, which actually has been published in the Journal of Dairy Science, could allow me to do this assessment very quickly. Indeed, I could do it in less than a minute because the inputs that you are providing me are very concise and very clear. So if I enter those numbers into the tool, I put the 40% cooling rate, for example. I can put 10% of abortion rate. In this case, this abortion rate will pertain only to abortions happening after 35 days of pregnancy, assuming that the pregnancy check is at that time. And I put 22% in 21-day pregnancy rate. It tells me that the herd would have, at any point in time, 59% of the adult cows being pregnant, which is it's a good number. Could be higher, but it's relatively high, I would say, compared to the numbers we normally see. So that means that there would be 5,900 pregnant cows out of the 10,000 adult cows, normally evenly distributed in 9 months of pregnancy. So every month there would be about 655 calvings and 655 new pregnancies. So that would be hopefully an answer that the farmer will be looking for.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's an answer that, and actually a tool that can help us as extensionists, when we go to farms and we are talking this language of 21-day pregnancy rate, and technicians are talking about how many breeds or how many pregnancies they need to get into a month or a week to keep that 21 pregnancy rate up. So Victor, do you think for this specific dairy with 22% of pregnancy rate, should they focus on increasing that to 26 or 28%, as you have mentioned earlier, that we have herds with 30%, and that could be something to keep in mind?
Yeah, I think that's a good follow-up, and the short and direct answer on my side would be, in my opinion, every reproduction improvement will always be good. That has been my experience. It is very rare that we have to invest so much money that is not worthwhile. Normally, it does bring a benefit. So, and the other thing is that not always and not all the models would be able to accrue and calculate these additional opportunities that come with better reproductive performance. Like, for example, proactive selection of the best cows on the herd. That's not easily done on the reproductive program decision support tool. Or like, for example, use sex semen, beef semen together with genomic tests. That's something we are working on, but the decision becomes very complex to put it in a decision support tool. So if I make the assessment with the same tool we just discussed, the economic value of a dairy cow increasing from 21% to from 22% to 28% would determine that the herd will have 64% of the herd pregnant instead of 59% as before. So the number of pregnancies will increase to 711. But more important, the tool I mentioned, the economic value of a dairy cow, provides a net return calculation without including any fixed costs. And that's telling me by improving these 6 percentage points on the preg rate from 22 to 28 will increase the net return per cow per year in $36. If we add this to the whole herd, we are talking about $360,000 for the whole herd, which is not a trivial amount. Now, this will need to ponder against the potential investment that will require to reach that level. I can say very confidently that it's very unlikely it will be even close. So there would be a positive value at the end, almost for sure. So it's time AI an option to do that, which will, I mean, I would assume that maybe in the first case it was the farm using mostly heat detection. Yes, I think time AI synchronization protocols will help. We have a very strong reproductive program here in the Department of Wisconsin, and for example, they have a lot of data indicating that at least 30% of the cows do not show heat, so they're anovular, and for those, some hormonal help will be very important. So no matter how good the system to detect the heat is, whether it is visual or activity monitors, if they don't show heat, we will not be able to see, and we will not be able to inseminate those cows. So just as a final note here, I would say that yes, time AI will help quite a bit, but also I would think that most of the farms, and it seems to be not exclusively, but in the big majority of farms, a combination is the best option, heat detection with synchronization. And it will be different amounts and levels of each one of them, depending on the farm and their own conditions. But I do think that works well for the most part.